PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Take a look at this site. Is it for real? Frank, I've never seen anything quite like this as we get set to call it for EA Sports. Rich Lerner behind the microphone, and we welcome you to this par 73 course that offers, well, this is an understatement, elevated tees and crossing canyon tee shots. Frank, what's the player need to look out for?
Well, you've got to look out for the other added value of shot making here. There's the odd shot where you can actually bounce off the rock faces. So if you can't find the normal way from A to B, just look left or right or even above, and you just might find another way to get to Nirvana.
All right, Frank, we are ready to go, and this is a big, bold opening hole.
Most people would probably bail out to the right. If you do that, then that rock pile that you can see is definitely going to be in the way of your second shot, so you're going to have to go around it. So you have to be brave straight out of the gate and hit it slightly left of that. But don't miss it, because you'll pay a big price.
That one is gone, OB. So playing the third shot right now after having gone OB.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
That doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Ricky Fowler playing his fourth shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players. The ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Boy, the train went off the tracks here on this hole. This is for double bogey. Not the best start, 2 over par. Frank, this requires one good, solid shot.
Your driver might be too much, given this altitude, so you just have to lay back a little bit.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Fowler attempting this for par. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2.
Now, this is a daunting tee shot. Long par 5. You can see the arches somehow keep the ball either low enough. If you hit one up a little too high, then you will catch the top of the arch.
You want to take it right under it, Frank? This is a really cool looking tee shot, isn't it?
It's very intimidating. You can hit it either left or right of the rock pile up ahead. Either way will work, but if you hit it down the right, then you're going to have to cut that second shot. And this is like hitting down a railway line.
Hard left doesn't look that good to me.
Second shot.
Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Pretty good shot, Frank, just inside of 20 feet.
Yeah, 19 feet is what we're hearing. It's that sneaky distance.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. So, Frank, that's a bogey, and I can't help but think the double bogey he made earlier just flat out took the wind right out of his sails.
Yeah, he still hasn't recovered from that, Rich. You can see that in the demeanor, and it's still shaky.
Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That is classy.
That had a chance of going in.
Just a couple of feet. And has it. And now at 2 over par. Little bounce in his step right now after that birdie, Frank.
Well, certainly should feel that way. That was some quality golf we've just seen.
Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
This is a par bid for Fowler. That's a par. Stays at +2. Well, Frank, in golf we see shots over bunkers, certainly shots over lakes, water hazards, what have you. But safe to say this is the first time we will have seen a shot over a moving train.
The only hole that really comes close to this, Rich, would be the 17th hole at St Andrews, where you're hitting over the railway sheds. But this is a physically moving railway. Plus the arches to be taken into consideration. Normally, a hole of this length, big advantage to a longer hitter. The longer hitter has to watch out for the top of those arches. If you catch one really good, well, you might just actually catch the arch.
You might need to hop on that train because this is a long hole at 625 yards, this par 5 6th. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Shouldn't be a problem here. So with that, one over par. Now the par 4 7th hole, and Frank, really an ingenious design.
It is, just to find a fairway around that enormous rock crop. Would have been too expensive to take the crop of rock out, and it would have been just a boring straight ahead par 4. Now you see the bunker behind this green, that really protects the shot going slightly long from going into the canyon. A lot of different ways to play it. You can play it as a layup, then the second shot across the rock crop, or get a little inventive and try and carve one to the right off the tee. A little ambitious maybe.
How about that bunker behind the green? He'll need to be strong with this. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Solid play, heart of the green. Did the job right there. Now to the very long par 5 8th hole here at the Canyon. How long, Frank?
Over 700 yards, Rich. I thought at the Olympic Club at the US Open a couple of years back when they made that par 5 700, I thought that was as long as it could be. No, we can even exceed that. Miss the canyon on the left, avoid the rock wall on the right. Well, I don't know if you can reach it for 2, but these boys, if they push the button down and mash it, you just might be one of the first to do it.
Standing on that tee saying, don't hook it, don't hook it. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit. Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
Yeah, on the fairway from the rough. Setting up for an approach shot here. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Ricky looking at the lip, eyeing it for par. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. So, Frank, it's more than 600 yards, and you would think, well, wait a minute, there's no way this should be a par 4, but because
it
of what
shouldn't be, Rich.
But because of the elevation and the altitude, it's playing, what, in the high 400s, somewhere in there?
It's still downright mean. It is. It's mean.
And take 2 of your best shots to get home. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Okay, has it and stays at 1 over par. So we're ready to start the back nine. Rich Lerner for EA Sports, along with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us a little bit about the 10th.
Yet another tight tee shot, Rich. This time the canyon is on the right side, though. And you can see that left side well protected by that wall of rock. Not an overly long par 4, but once again, you've got a threaded drive down there to have any chance to really see this flag.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Down the hill from here, Frank probably going to go with 1 club less. That is another laser right at the flagstick. 12 feet still to go. Good work there. Now to even par. Here at the 11th hole, and Frank, once again, we hear phrases like rock wall, canyon, not your ordinary golf course, is it?
That's right. This par 4 bends a little to the right. Actually, a big advantage for a longer hitter here, because if you can hit it far enough down here, you will see the green. Anything short of that, and it's going to be a blind second.
Excellent lie, propped up on the short grass. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close, tremendous effort. Fowler attempting this for par. In for par. Up to the par 3 12th, and again, I've said this before, Frank, you do not want to miss it left.
All long. This green just juts out there at a 45-degree angle. Must fly it all the way through the air. That bunker might save you, gives you about another 5 or 10 yards, but you've referenced it long left, and you will be in trouble. Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. And he's made the green.
Even par currently.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
He needs this for bogey. Tough bogey right there, moves to 1 over par. Frank, now to the 13th hole, and this is the signature hole, isn't it, here at this course?
There's no doubt. The lovely waterfalls that come off one side of the mountain, drip over the side by the green. It's reachable for some players, but the second shot across that little oasis is just magnificent. This is one place, too, where you take the camera out, take a few shots. If it's a layup, though, you've got to consider that fairway when it starts to thin out, that you might want to lay it back in that fatter area of the fairway. It's a little easier.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, you've just hit one out of bounds. What's the way to approach this next shot?
Try and get the steam out of your ears for a start.
now playing 4 after going OB on that previous shot. So back-to-back par 5s, 14, Frank. I've heard you describe holes before. Have a go at this one. I'm curious. Go ahead.
Well, I never thought I'd be talking about a par 5 that can stretch over 900 yards, but this is it. Fortunately, we're at altitude. Fortunately, this hole plays a little downhill. That's about it. The rest is all up to you, because it's going to take 3 absolutely beautiful shots to reach this par 5 into a sliver of the fairway all the way across the side of the mountain. And somehow, not only do you have to hit it once, but you've got to hit it twice just to have a 3rd shot at this par 5 green.
And from the fairway for his 2nd shot here.
You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Pretty good shot right there. This is a par bid for Fowler. This one has a good line. What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
And Frank, this is the first time I can ever recall being in a mobile announcer's booth. That's us right there. You can see it in that hot air balloon.
Well, we keep blowing hot air. We'll be up here for a while, Rich.
I know I have plenty left in the tank.
Well, let's see if he's got plenty left in the tank after that dismal display from close range at the par 5.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Now to the par 4 16th hole, and Frank, again, the canyon comes into play. The wildlife is out here. We have the hot air balloons with the gallery gathering in just the most unusual setting I have ever seen.
This is an absolute bizarre hole, really. It just turns around. It's in the shape of a U. And the best view of that green, really, is to drive it all the way down the corner and down the right side. The right side, of course, is the closest to the canyon. There's a lot of wildlife up the top here. Not only that, but this hole also plays uphill. So this is probably the hardest tee shot on the golf course.
It's almost like a question mark, and you have to be asking yourself,
The question.
What in the world am I doing out here? How do we play this? Just enjoy it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Fowler has this for par. It has been frustrating. 6 over par already. Just 2 holes left. The 17th is a par 4. Frank, looks like a bowling alley, not a golf course.
Yeah, it is, but you could easily get a strike down here, that's for sure, because you'll knock over more than pins. Anything left or right is going to hit one of those mountains on either side, but hopefully will bounce all the way back to the fairway. So it might play a little wider than what first your eye sees. Second shot's going to play slightly uphill again to a green that pitches slightly back towards you, plus 2 different tiers.
Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Now it's at sneaky distance.
Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Did the job right there. Frank, you like a par 3 finishing hole?
Every now and again. This certainly suits this golf course. You flash it from up in the air there. Those 2 bunkers, the one short and behind, actually protect you if you miss club off the tee, especially coming from that much elevation. Once again in trouble there should you miss that. Colorado River, as we've seen, cutting through this wonderful golf course, very much apparent here. But, well, you never know. One good tee shot in the middle of this green, to finish with a 2 here would be an amazing finish to what's been a great day.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
He has this attempt for par. Never a bad score on the card. That's par. It was entertaining, that's for sure. I mean, between the views, the spectacular holes, and some of the great golf we saw, Frank, I really enjoyed it. It was special, that's for sure. For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long.